What's up, everybody? It's your girl Chanté, back with another episode chatting with Chanté. How in the world are y'all doing? Me, I am doing fabulous. So y'all, as y'all can see from the title, I am going to be giving y'all a fairly quick book review because y'all, I was up until 1 in the morning reading this book and I was just in shock. Okay, so I need to share the shockingness with y'all. Okay, so if you follow me on TikTok, then y'all saw I posted 2 real quick videos, while I was reading the book, and then once I finished the book and my overall thoughts about it. But just in case you don't follow me on there, which you should, okay, but just in case you don't, then here's my thoughts real quick. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified when I drop a video. Grab your snacks, grab your drinks, prop your feet up, and let's get it, let's go. So the book that I was up reading until 1 in the morning is called Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola Sanders. I saw this book being talked about all over Book Talk. Everyone was saying how crazy this story was, how infuriating the book was, just all different types of emotions that were being brought out while reading this book. So this is a psychological thriller. And when I tell you the amount of gaslighting that took place in this book, it made me so mad. I was pissed, okay? But it was such a good book, okay? A really fast-paced story, less than 300 pages, and really short chapters. Like, you fly through the book. So like I said, I was up until 1 in the morning reading it. So what this book is about, we have a 33-year-old woman named Joanne, okay? And she had just had a baby, okay? A 4-month-old daughter named Evie. She's married to an older man. I think he's knocking on 50 or right at 50 years old. And, things seem to be pretty chill. She's adjusting to, motherhood and things like that. Where she is in her life, not much excitement is going on. She doesn't really take that much time in her appearance and her makeup, her hair, as like she used to. She doesn't really have that many friends around. They moved to a very secluded area. They have this really big house where there's no reception, Excuse me, the only person or people that come by the house are the people who are supposed to be there, meaning the cleaning lady, the mail carrier, and, people of that nature. She doesn't really have, a social life or any excitement going on. But she's like, I'm not, really trying to complain because this is the life that I wanted, right? So, and her husband, Richard, he's always working long hours, so they don't really get to see each other that much. So she's just home chilling 99% of the time by herself with the baby, but, whatever, what can you do? So one day during the mail, or she gets the mail, and there's a letter addressed to her husband, Richard. And so she's assuming that it's from an ex-lover of his before he got with her. And it's from his daughter. Now, Richard has a 20-year-old daughter from his first marriage, okay, named Chloe. And they have been estranged for the past couple of years. Basically, she gave him an ultimatum. Chloe gave her father, Richard, an ultimatum. If you marry Joanne, then I'm never going to speak to you again. And he was like, do what you got to do. Like, whatever. I love her. It is what it is. So Chloe looks at Joanne as the reason why, she and her father aren't speaking, which I guess is technically true, but Joanne ain't do nothing. It was just, y'all know the vibes, right? So the letter from Chloe is basically saying, oh, Dad, I don't want to be mad with you anymore. I miss you. I want our relationship to be rekindled. I want to meet my baby sister. I want to start fresh. So, of course, Richard is happy because, his baby girl's coming back. Joanne is excited because she wants to meet her new stepdaughter and all that good stuff and wants the family to be complete. So all seems well, right? Child, from the moment that little girl stepped foot in that house, okay, the moment Chloe dropped her luggage off in the foyer, okay, like, child, it was one of those situations where in front of her dad, in front of Richard, Chloe was all, oh, hi, yay, love it, mama. As soon as Richard would go to the kitchen or go to his office or wherever, oh, the demeanor changed, the tone changed, the attitude changed. She's looking at Joanne with the side eye. She's looking at her up and down. She's just like, he chose you. Okay, like, just straight up hating on my good sis Joanne. Now, Joanne knows she ain't tripping, okay? She knows that she's noticing little things like that. Like whenever Richard is around, it's one way, she's all upbeat and cheery. But when Richard is out the picture or out the room, you know, Chloe's demeanor changes completely. But she doesn't want to, you know, come off as the mean stepmother. She wants to have a genuine relationship with her. So she brushes it off and stuff like that. And it's just a mess, okay? And then things start to happen. I don't want to give too many specifics because I really want y'all to read this book. But things are being said, things are being done, and Joanne knows she's not tripping, okay? Joanne knows she's not tripping, but Chloe is trying to not even trying. They are gaslighting this lady. The name of this book should have been called Gaslighting 101 because the way Chloe and Richard single-handedly gaslighted this lady for 79% of the book, okay? Like, straight up making it seem like she was crazy to the point where they were like, maybe you should go see your doctor again because, you know, and it's just a whole bunch of shady stuff. And it's to the point where you almost feel like you're being gaslighted too as the reader. All this gaslighting and trying to make it seem like you're crazy, it's not even directed towards us as the readers. It's all directed towards Joanne. But, you know, some things get referenced, like previous conversations or encounters that get referenced that happened, you know, a couple chapters before. And then it's being spun a different way. And it's just like, now, wait a minute. I could have sworn I just read this 2 chapters ago and it went a whole different way. Wait a minute, Miss Nicola Sanders. Are you trying to make me crazy too? Like, I'm just looking around like, okay, I know I remember the conversation. I remember the conversation that was held and y'all said this. And then she did that. You're like, child. And Chloe was so manipulative. It's not even funny, okay? Using that whole daddy's girl, daddy's little princess to her advantage. And Richard pissed me off. Like, bro, I'm not even giving y'all specific details, but can y'all see how angry I was? I was so mad at everybody. One, I was mad at Richard because I understand you really want to be on good terms with your daughter after not talking to her for 2 years. But come on now. Come on now. It's not even just the stuff that Chloe was doing and saying behind his back. I mean, so at some point, she was just blatantly disrespectful towards Joanne, just saying all different types of stuff. And again, Richard, I understand that you want to rekindle your relationship with your daughter, but this is your wife. This is the mother of your other daughter, okay? And you just joking? Like, don't make me the butt of your joke, okay? Especially when we're not on good terms, okay? I understand it's your daughter, but don't make me the butt of y'all's joke, okay? Especially since I've been trying to convince or tell you what this girl is doing. I ain't got no reason to lie. And don't try to make it seem like I'm making this stuff up in my head, okay? And this, it's not really a spoiler, but it's just like, well, not really a spoiler, but basically, you know, there's some patterns that Richard is noticing between Joanne and her mother. Basically, I'll just leave it at that. And he's just making little comparisons. Oh, you're, you know, reminding me of your mother. I'm scared a little bit. You know, no, don't try to make it seem like I'm crazy, okay? Don't try to make it seem like I'm crazy, like I'm imagining stuff, okay? But then there was at some points where it was like, well, Joanne, maybe you are crazy because she was like certain things that she was saying to herself or that was written, you know, when it was just her. It's like, Joanne, are you crazy? What's going on? You start to question yourself as the reader. Am I crazy? Is it me? I mean, like, it's to the point where you just kind of flip back a couple pages. Maybe did it go that way? Wait a minute. Hold on, girl. Like a mess. So I'm mad at Richard because he was letting too much slide, all right? I can't, you know, be too mad at him for not choosing a side, okay, during the stuff that he wasn't there for. But we all sitting at the same dinner table and you hear what your daughter is saying to me and about me and you sniggling and giggling. Girl, get out of my face. I'm mad at Chloe, okay, because she was just doing absolutely too much, okay? And then trying to make us feel bad for her towards the end. Girls, hush, okay? No. And then I'm mad at Joanne because, girl, once things start getting a little bit too serious and it's like, now it's not just about you. Now you have your child, your 4-month-old to think about, okay? And I know you want to keep the peace. You ain't trying to be confrontational. You letting stuff slide under the rug. But girl, now you're starting to fear for your own baby's safety. We need to make some plans to get on up out of here, okay? Listen, y'all want to think I'm crazy? All right, my crazy behind is going to take my daughter. I'm finna leave somewhere and let you two have at it because, I can't trust you, husband, because you just gonna automatically take her side. Chloe, I for sure ain't trusting you, okay, because you doing too much and no, just no. So how about I take my crazy self and I take my baby, okay, and let y'all have at it. Richard, whenever you want to have, you know, some common sense about yourself, maybe we'll talk. Baby, Joanne should have left. Joanne should have left. That book would have been a novella, okay? It would have been real quick. Joanne should have left, baby. Like, and then it's just to the point where it's like, Joanne, why you ain't leaving? Why are you trying to have these conversations? Why are you trying to convince people that you're not crazy? Why are you trying to have these conversations and stuff like that? Girl, go. Get your baby and go. Get your baby and go. They'll be all right. They will be all right. They too wrapped up in each other, okay, to even notice. Deuces. Big deuces, okay? Like, child, please. This be gaslighting. Did I mention this book should have been called Gaslighting 101? Child, it was such a good book, though. It was such a good book. Like, even though all these emotions were coming out, it made you want to keep reading it. Like, girl, it was a really good book. And I believe this was Nicola Sanders' second book. She ate that up. And then, you know, of course, things get revealed at the end. And, you know, we get to understand how people are the way they are and stuff like that. And plot twist after plot twist. I was just like, and then it's to the point where it's like, well, who can I trust? Okay, who can I trust? Like, you're just left with more questions, but not in a, I mean, if she were to do a second book, like a sequel off of this, she probably could. But also leaving it where it's at right now and leaving us wondering, okay, now who was telling the truth the whole time? Because even though it's just told from Joanne's perspective, but, you know, getting insights to every character, it's like, we get an insight, you know, like different points of views from each character, even though it's told through Joanne. But it's like, now who was telling the truth the whole time? Because now I don't know. I don't know if Joanne's crazy. Okay, I mean, listen, the only person who had common sense in that house was 4-month-old Evie. Okay, you know these people crazy when the baby in the crib is the only one with common sense saying goo goo gaga. Child, this book this book was so good. Like, I kept seeing people talk about it, and I was actually reading another book and I put that one down because I was like, I have to read this right now. So I guess I'm entering my thriller era. No Michael Jackson, but yes, it's really interesting that I'm getting into thriller books, and me watching thrillers and horrors, even though it's not the same thing, but still, they cousin genres. Watching scary stuff, horrors, thrillers, I'm kind of like a big baby when it comes to watching it, but reading it, sign me up. Come on, I love it. So yeah, if you're into thrillers or want to get into them or whatever, or just want a new read, that's a good one. I read it on Kindle Unlimited, which is a very rare thing for me because I love the feel of a physical, tangible book. I love going into a bookstore. I love seeing my books displayed. So I don't really read books on a screen that often, but this was a good emergency, okay? I had to read it ASAP, no Rocky, because this book was just crazy, all right? So get it on Kindle Unlimited or order the book if you want to. And you're in for a wild ride, okay? Like, there are 4 human beings in this house, and the only one who has a lick of sense is the 4-month-old baby. That should have been a synopsis, okay? This book should have been called Gaslighting 101, and the synopsis should have been how the 4-month-old baby was the only person who had sense. So, yeah. So, yes, y'all, that was such a good book. Now that I'm done reading that one real quick, I get to pick back up where I left off with the Davenports. So this was the book that I kind of, you know, politely sat down for a second so I could read that real quick because I knew I didn't want to wait. But, child, this book right here, the Davenports, like I said in some videos back, if it's a story about a wealthy black family that comes from old, long money and they got some drama going on, sign me up every single time. So I'm only on chapter 5. But I can tell you right now, yeah, some of these characters are going to be a lot, okay? Mama Davenport, she finna be shady, okay? She finna be a shady little something, and I'm not mad at it, okay? And, child, like, I can just tell this finna be one of my favorite books because the drama, the shade, I'm loving it, okay? So, yeah, y'all, I get to pick back up where I left off with this, but I had to read Don't Let Her Stay because it was a lot. Okay, so if you plan on reading Don't Let Her Stay by Nicola Sanders, or if you already read it, please let me know your thoughts about it. Give me some suggestions on books and series and authors. Y'all know the drill. But until the next time, I will see y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.